water signs, if you are of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, this is your new moon in Pisces reading. All right, guys, so let's get right into your reading. And so, as always, some cards I have, aside from the tarot cards, I have pulled out a card from the Moonology deck because it does speak upon the new moon in itself and what this phase moon represents. And as I mentioned in my overview, new moon represents or symbolizes new beginnings. So it says a new start is coming. All right. And so as we go further into your reading, we will see in what area you guys will see a new beginning, new start. And then in addition to pulling out that card, I also pulled out 3 cards from the Astro deck because, in fact, for one, we are under, as we know, the zodiac sign in Pisces, and it speaks about sensitize. So I will tap in right quick to see in what area you guys will show or be sensitive to, all right? Then the next astrological card that was pulled was the 12th house because Pisces rules the 12th house and it's about introspection. And so we are going to see in what area you guys will be introspecting, okay? Or will be looking into in terms of that inner self type of introspection of yourself, right? And then last, we will round out by tapping into the next astrological energy of the planets. Now, believe it or not, Pisces does have 2 co-rulers when it comes to the planet, and that is of Jupiter, which speaks about abundance, and Neptune, which is about vision. And the vision part is what exactly is what the Pisces energy is about, because they are dreamers. They are daydreamers in sense of, you know, thinking about creating their they have creative abilities, right? So that kind of taps into that. So we're going to see in what area you guys will be focused in terms of that vision. All right. So now to understand the area that you guys will be sensitive to, we have here the cards that came out under this particular astro energy. We have the Page of Cups, the Magician, and we have the Empress. Okay, so what does these energies mean? Now, mind you, when speaking about, first and foremost, speaking about the Page of Cups, actually, you guys' energy, your element has come out because cups represents the water signs. I always love it when the signs, energies represented by the tarot card comes out, because that really shows the nature and the energy that you guys are in, which means you're in your true element. So with that being said, the message here that I got that speaks upon this is that you guys are dreaming about love, that this is for some of you that romance is on its way. Remember, the new moon represents new beginnings. So for some of you, now bear in mind, although this is the collective of the water signs, this still is a general, so it's not going to resonate with each and every one of you, okay? As you always know, just own and take what you identify with the most. If this pile don't, if this astrological energy don't resonate, maybe the next one might, or maybe the last one might. But take what, you know, identifies with you in your area of your life, okay? So the Page of Cups speaks about something new, but it also is talking about love. So again, for some of you, you might have in fact manifested. You might have been dreaming about being in love, being in a relationship, or it could also represent tapping into that emotion. Because remember my overview, I did mention that this is also a time for us to check into our emotional well-being. And so for some of you, this might be what you are starting to do, to be a little bit more emotional. Or if you haven't been too emotional, maybe it's time for you to kind of be a little bit more sensitive, right? In terms of your own personal being, or your own personal way of loving and being a little bit more nurturing, right? Because that also speaks upon the Empress. Empress is a nurturing energy. But I also feel that the Empress, for some of you, you guys might have been thinking about or manifesting having a baby. So for some of you, you might will find out in the next month or the next couple of weeks that you are in fact having a baby. So congratulations if that is. And so again, the Empress is about nurturing. So for some of you, you would know if you haven't been maybe too open, if you've been a little held back in terms of being a little bit more loving. So maybe this is calling for you to be a little bit more loving. But the Page of Cups ultimately means that something new is coming in whatever and however this means for you. And with the Magician here, which is a major arcana like the Empress, it just shows the impact, the power that you have to manifest your dreams, because the Magician is a manifesting card. It's also creating all that you dream about, all that you are creating. Remember earlier in my overview, I mentioned that this is also creating for yourself a blueprint, channeling all that you want to bring into your actuality or into your reality. And with the Magician here, it shows that you guys got the power. And basically, during the next couple of weeks, this is exactly the energy and what it is that you will be tapped into. You will be channeling all that you have been manifesting, all that you've been wanting to come to your reality, and you're going to see it to your into your physical world, so to speak. It won't just no longer be something that you are daydreaming about. Because some of you might have been daydreaming, for some of you that wants to be moms, you might have been thinking about what it would be like to be a mom, going into that motherhood type of energy. So if this is something that you guys have been dreaming about and manifesting, it shows that this is definitely the time to do so. So again, start manifesting more, starting from today. Set those intentions and let it kind of manifest its way so that you can actually see it birthing, so to speak. All right, so that's what I got for that astrological energy. Now let's move over to the second astrological energy about introspection, which falls under the 12th house, which Pisces rules the 12th house. And so with that, with the cards that came out, basically it was saying that you want to be going within, taking time alone, contemplating, which is also another type of energy that speaks upon this new moon in Pisces. It's about meditation, contemplation on how you can bring about the things that you want. So for this pile, under this astrological energy, the cards that came out was the Queen of Pentacles. We have the High Priestess. And we have the King of Pentacles. So what is the message and what is the energy behind these cards here? Well, the Queen of Pentacles, if you can see, this is like introspection at its best, because this is an energy, this divine feminine, it could very well be a masculine, but it's an energy nonetheless that is introspecting. It's alone. Anytime we meditate and contemplate, it's best to do it when we are in fact alone, leaving out any surrounding environments or people or things that will kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Distract us, right? So when it comes to contemplating and meditating and going within to really introspect what it is that we want. Now, I feel that the message for this pile or this astrological energy speaks upon money. So some of you are thinking about, because we have the High Priestess here. So the High Priestess is thinking about things, speaking of which, Pisces are known for their creative abilities. They are dreamers, but they are visionaries, right? And this new moon is going to take all of us into the next couple of weeks under the visionary vibes of really seeing what it is that we envision that we want in our internal world to help to bring it out into our physical external world, right? So this is what the High Priestess calls upon, is that we are going to actually be thinking about brilliant ideas, thinking about ways that we can, for some, to generate more money. For others, it will be perhaps becoming an entrepreneur. Maybe you're thinking about manifesting ways to kind of gear off from working from other people and becoming your own boss. So you will definitely become an entrepreneur. So for some, that is the new start that is coming. For others, it could just be having, ultimately, when it comes to your career, having more financial stability, because this is what the King of Pentacles represents. The King of Pentacles represents someone, or it could very well be the Queen of Pentacles. Either or represents financial stability to the max, right? And so some of you have been definitely or going to be reflecting upon that starting from today, thinking about brilliant ways, visualizing what it is, how you can generate more money for yourself, just being able to kind of channel and tap in to ways to become, like I said, to create that financial life that you want, because maybe some of you haven't been able to really get what you want when it comes to your money, job, and career. So starting from today, for some of you, this is the day to set those intentions. Create a vision board. Manifest what it is that you want when it comes to your career, job, your money, your finances. All right? So that's what I got for that. And then the last astrological energy speaks upon vision, coming from the planet of Neptune. And then Jupiter speaks about abundance. So what is the message coming in for that? So that message here is, to me, water damage. And what do I mean by that? Is that being a water sign, you guys, for some of you, you are becoming overwhelmed. You are soaking up unnecessary energy or thoughts and visions. And it's causing boredom, it's causing confusion, even lost hope. And so why I say that is because for this group, I got the Four of Cups, which speaks about that confusion, which speaks about that boredom, speaks about lost hope. Why? Because you're becoming too overwhelmed, right? And then the Four of Swords here is that when we become overwhelmed with our thoughts, sometimes it will eventually kind of trickle down into our physical aspect, right? Because we have a lot going on, and I think I remember mentioning this a while back in another reading. When we have too much going on, when we're all scattered brain, or we are overloading ourselves, it can eventually tap into our physical self, because we have here now the Four of Swords, right? And the Four of Swords is an energy of resting, taking a break, right? You have to bring balance to the mind, the body, and the soul. So again, going back to the overall theme of this new moon, it speaks about meditation, meditating, taking time out to kind of gather ourselves, right? And so when we do that, it will bring about the energy of the Jupiter, which is abundance, because here we have the sun. The sun is about abundance. Now, abundance can come in all forms, right? It doesn't have to be financial, but it is also a healing energy. The sun is going to heal us to be able to tap and channel into the things that we want for ourselves. Now, before I close out, I do want to go to the book and just read right quickly about the overall energies of these planets, particularly Neptune. There is something there that I wanted to just mention before we end out. And so basically, what it's calling upon, just like I said, the action that you guys should take under this new moon is to pray, to meditate, to rest, to use your divination of and how you envision yourself, in terms of only focusing on one thing at a time, because I feel that some of you are overwhelmed with so many thoughts, so many visions, so many things, dreams, endeavors. And even though that's all well and good, but at the end of the day, it does drain you, right? So it says to activate the right side of your brain and step out of sequential logic into a sense of the infinite, right? Now, it says by doing so, now first of all, it says if the world feels too harsh, and this is what I feel about the Four of Cups. Some of you are in that boredom type of energy. But it says if the world feels too harsh, or if you are feeling easily overwhelmed, because this is the energy to me of the Four of Cups that some of you might be in, it says to pray rather than worry, right? And then if you do that, what will be the outcome? The outcome will be more of the sun energy. It will allow yourself to float, to swim in the great ocean of the collective consciousness, soak up the presence of the divine soul. And you can do it and will do it with the sun. The sun is the brightest, most powerful healing energy and source of the soul, so to speak. There is no separation between you and all sentient beings, between you and the realms of the God and the spirits. So water signs, this is what I got for you. I hope that this was very helpful as you know into the areas for some of you that this will resonate with. Go ahead and to focus on those areas to bring and see the things that you have envisioned upon to help bring it into your external, your physical world. All right. So until the next one, I'm wishing all of you a wonderful Monday evening. And if you did like this reading and it did resonate, send some electricity, some spark to that thumbs like button to give me a like. As well, subscribe and share with your friends and family. See you around. Bye.